viewers, welcome to another episode of Graduates Unscripted, where we take a journey, a trip, a dive into the campus experience of graduates. And like always, we have a guest in the house who is also ready to give us all the G's, all the details, all the fun that he had and all the experiences that he had while in school. Please do not forget to like, to comment, to share, and to just let your people know about this. We want you to be a part of it. And if you'd like to be a guest on this show, send us an email on the email showing on your screen. My name is Just Goody, your host forever and always. We'll be going on a quick break, and when we're back, we're meeting our guest of the day. It's really good to have you here today.
It's an honor.
Thank you for joining us. So please introduce yourself.
Hello, viewers. My name is Kolapo Tobi, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. So please, what does Kolapo do?
Yeah, Kolapo basically is an electrical engineer.
Okay.
And I'm currently the country manager for an international brand called Beckman Electric. And we deal with medium voltage and low voltage equipment. And aside that, I'm the managing director for Techmech Engineering, which is my personal business.
Hey, imagine. This is a business mogul in the house.
Which we deal with installation, commissioning, testing, maintenance of all power equipment.
That's very good. That's very good. I tap on your visa.
Thank you very much.
So did you start this electrical business in school, or was it after you left school?
I started in school while I was in school.
So what did you study in school?
I did electrical engineering.
Okay, now I see where that's coming from. What university of polytechnic did you attend?
Oh, I attended Open State of Technology Besa.
That's Ogitech.
Ogitech.
I feel like you're the first person I'm having on a show that is not so bad, because they come like, our school is the best school. And eventually it's Ogitech. Can you be there? Just let us rest. So do you also have the same notion that your school is like the best school?
Yes, Ogitech is a marvelous school. It's very nice school, and I'm proud to be from Ogitech.
Interesting. So what makes Ogitech a very, very amazing school for you?
First, we have one of the best lecturers.
Okay.
We have when I was in school, we had one of a rector that is progressive in thinking, and our academic calendar is, when you say 2 years, it's 2 years.
2 years.
We don't allow strike or any other vices to hinder our academic calendar.
What year was that?
I think I started in 2014.
2014. So during your time, both ND and HND, there was no strike in between whatsoever.
No strike. I don't know how.
You're one of the lucky ones.
I'm telling you, I don't know how the rector was able to manage such situations. I give up to them.
Well done. Well done. We need to give that again. So let's get into your campus experience. How was campus life for you?
Man, campus life was actually interesting. It's had a lot of memories. Superbly, I really enjoyed my campus life. When I was my ND days and HND, let me say I was just an activist throughout my campus life.
You're an activist.
Yes.
When you say activity, I'm thinking, is this one of them very dark man people? It's very fair.
Mine is different. Yes.
So how was your political journey in school?
Oh, I think I started when I was my ND days.
Okay.
I was there's something we call HOC in some other school we call it class governor.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I was in ND1, I was class governor of my department then. Then later, in ND2, the union was scrapped for like more than 4 years. So they wanted to revive the union at that point. So I contested for vice president, but later I was in particular forum. So I later officially contested for assistant general secretary. But in next to the election, we can't believe the election was cancelled. I'm telling you.
What happened?
We just saw a text message and it was like, due to security reasons, the election could be held. And, such situation, there was rampage in school. People protested that why, we have prepared, we have invested money. We have spent money on campaigns and a lot of things.
And this was after the 2 years of no
4 years of no union.
After the 4 years of no union, and eventually we're about to have an election for the reinstatement of the union.
Well, I think 2 years.
2 years of no union.
Because I was in ND.
And then they said that the election cannot hold.
Just imagine that. So we protested.
How was the protest like?
It was.
Did you stop me today?
Me, I was because we had parents, and they had to caution us like, hey, guy, come, you have to be careful. So I participated a bit, but not actively. But we have people like Mark Tom, a lot of them that actively participated in the in bringing back the union and why was it cancelled. Some people hijack that process. It's normal, even in the country. People hijack the process and use that as an avenue to vandalize these properties and carted a lot of valuables.
So that would give them justification for not wanting to bring the union back in the first place.
I'm telling you, so it was the whole lot, and they brought about the very popular damages fee. 10,000 out of them when it was.
So every student has to pay that.
We have to pay.
If I was I'm like, I want to understand that. What's my own? I don't come and leave my house now. Why are you not? Why am I the one paying for this fee?
See, the most painful part about it is, after paying that fee, then we are expected that okay, we have paid the fee.
So
let there be election. Vote. So the election was carried. And we now had that when they give birth to Student Representative Council, SRC.
Okay, so
take ahead of
For how long was that? Was that
emotion? That was till I go back to HN2.
Okay.
That was almost like 3 years ago.
So were you part of the SRC?
I was not part because then I left. I've left for IT industrial training.
Okay.
So we did a process to everybody went back to their department and I contested for social director of my department.
Okay.
We call it NICE, National Institution of Electrical Electronic Students.
Okay.
I was the social director. And it was interesting.
Why did you appoint social director? You that were part of the people that were
No, I didn't, but that's why I said, you see, hoodlums did.
Okay.
And people hijack such processes to,
use it for their own advantage and changing narrative.
Evil advantage. Because we had students that actually wanted union to stay. We had men that wanted, people like Mark Tom and other guys wanted the union to stay.
Okay.
People like what's his name? Azuka. They wanted the union to stay, but this process is
personally, how was the system for you? So that you prepared, you personally having prepared, spent money, wanting to be a part of the system, and then it was just crap. What effect did that have on you?
I felt really bad, but what can we do? These were things that were above our power. We only can air our opinion that please we want it because we want the student voice to be heard. But you see, the evildoers, I would say, couldn't let us achieve such things. So it was a pathetic situation, but I felt really bad. But I was able to still represent my department as social director.
Is that way you're still in the
I was still
political in system?
Yeah,
in a way. What was your most memorable moment in school?
My most memorable moment, I think the day I was elected the student union president.
I'm lost. You eventually became the student union president.
That
was after they brought it back when you were in HND.
When they brought it back when I was in HND.
How did you do that? Like you're not part of the SRC because you were out of school by that time, and when you came back, how did you fight your way back into the system?
Okay, so I would say, how would I explain this? You see, what really happened is when I go back to school for my HND program, I think in 2017, I was actually the faculty president, first faculty president in my department. That National Association of Polytechnic Engineering Students, Ogitech chapter.
Okay.
I was faculty president.
Wow.
During my HND1 days, I was already approaching HND2. Because it's always at the last semester.
Yeah. So
we did our election and I was and then people that brought it in were people like Owo Banki. They allowed that and I forgot his name. It was JCCF president then.
Okay.
Forgotten his name. So they came together to make sure that we had the faculty president, faculty union. So I was the faculty president.
Oh, okay.
So, as the only faculty president in the institution.
Did you like in the entire school?
In the entire school, NAPES was the only faculty that had a president.
Why? What happened to other departments? They did not have one voice.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I will give it to people like Obanking and the other guy. I said that allowed such initiative to come on board.
Okay.
And so I eventually became the NAPES president. So. And as of then, I think Pema was the SRC chairman, the Student Representative Council chairman. So before his tenure was going to be over,
yeah.
One of his agenda was to make sure that we had a union. I think he tried.
Vision leader.
Yeah. So I think he tried with some other people. I may not know, but he was the one that was representing the student at that time.
Yeah.
So he fought for the union to be back. And as the faculty president and other departmental heads, we also supported that motion. Okay, we need this. They are trying at the SRC, but I'm sure there's a limit to what they can do. When you have a direct voice, where the students know that they had an elected president,
changes the narrative.
It changes the narrative because they know that this is who we want, and this is the person that is there.
Okay.
Because the selection of SRC was best student there.
Oh.
Even though during our election.
I think that's how they do it. So for my school, what they do is for the person that becomes the student union president, they pick people like with the ISGP.
That's the same thing. We had a minimum criteria. You must attain, I think 3.2 or 3.3 CGPA. Because I think Polytechnic is 4.
Yes, 4.
It's 4. 3.5 is for distinction.
Yes.
3 points is upper credit.
Yes.
So you must be at least 3.3 upwards. So that's what the criteria. So it's not anybody that can,
and just
you must be intellectually sound.
Yeah.
So that was the criteria.
So slightly. No, you're telling us that you were very, very.
Yes. I was not the best, but I was.
What result did you get?
At the end of the day, I graduated with 3.2 something, 3.21.
Yes.
So when I was in my ND, I did I graduated with 3.45 or so. I almost graduated with
distinction.
Yes.
So the IT, Abdul. Magic.
I think what really happened was the union activities.
Okay.
And I had, a lot of things going on for me. I would say the union, like every person, actually stumbled into me. I would say I was not prepared. When I entered the
station.
Well, the day of the election when they declared me, I was extremely happy. That was one of my efforts.
So did you know that you were going? How many people were running against you?
We were shortlisted to 2. There are 4 when we began. More than 4. But officially we have 4. So we were shortlisted to 2.
So what did you think was the criteria that made you win?
The funny thing is I was from the minority department.
Yeah.
In my class then were about 45 students in HM2. And imagine my opponent was coming from accountancy. Look at the population that would be there, and it's coming from a management section. Okay. You coming from an engineering section that is, let's say, from your ND, the ND student to your HND student, both we had computer engineering, mechanical engineering. Mechanical engineering was just ND alone. Computer engineering was your ND and HND. Electrical was ND and HND as of then. Okay. All of us together, I'm sure we are up to 200 students. And that's like 1/3 of accountancy guys.
Oh,
if we now include SBMS, then that's management service, business admin, accountancy, taxation, marketing, and the likes. That's a lot of students. So coming for the minority, I never thought I would win.
And you win. Well, I guess we were meant to win. So what's yours? We definitely come to
That's
because
just
if you didn't
that.
have it when you were in MD, even though it was not that pedestal that you wanted to be in. Probably they saw a leader in you.
If someone told me that I was going to, contest, I would say.
You're saying so. Why did you contest them?
I had people telling me, "Oh, you're the faculty president, and you're speaking for the department of people." Then engineering was always left out. Engineering was always left out. When I became the president, I was like, "Why? Why shouldn't be the management side?"
So I see why you say you were an activist. So there's this narrative. There's a narrative about people that did politics, school politics, going into politics after school. Why are you not in that line?
Wow, that's a very big question. That's a very big question. You see, there's a particular day I sat down with my friends. There's a particular day I sat down with my friends. Was the thought of black and white. I actually want to venture into politics after school. Then again, I thought of people that have been in politics. How did they go into politics? I was in politics full time. I already know the game. I know the game big time because I was a union president.
Okay.
And when I was union president, there was election.
Like the normal election,
governorship election, and presidential election. So I knew how it was. I knew how people got into power. I knew the people they brought in, to, carry the flags of those political carriers. So I thought of myself, how do I want to sail my ship? If I say I should continue on, being a union, going into, after union, we have National Association of Nigerian Student NANS.
Yeah.
Then at the end of the day, you want to become either an SSC, the governor of your state or whichever place, then you keep increasing your portfolio, and keep producing out of 100 student union people, there are other people that are activists that doing their stuff. Out of 100, only one person
probably
make it to such portfolios. Make it to families. It takes years. So, and I'm someone that I love to be at the top. Okay. So, and when you discover the politics around, people want someone that has gone, that has been exposed, that knows what it is outside, that has built a conglomerate outside his comfort zone.
Okay.
You now see them calling on the person to say, "Okay, come on, take this. Pardon the shit." So, like the vice president, the former vice president of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo.
Yeah.
You never thought of being a politician. I'm sure that it was the same, Sam rather, and they brought him to that because he has, he has done well for himself, and he feel that for what he has been able to achieve for himself, he can be able to do that for the country. The current governor of Ogun State, Senator Abiodun, has, it has a lot of businesses he has done. He has, I don't know how he's governing the state.
Okay, yeah.
People like Sheyi Makinde.
Yeah.
Sheyi Makinde of Oyo State,
yeah.
Because I'm from Oyo. Look at what he has achieved in his own personal business before him.
Right. So now, what the unspoken narrative that you're trying to follow is to create a safe space for you.
No, I want to achieve.
No, like an achieving standard for you before going
back into it.
politics.
Because by the time you are speaking, I've been able to.
They don't want to hear your voice alone. They want to hear what makes you.
Like I don't know. There's one church. I think that's
show workings.
Show workings. What have you achieved? That's the kind of person I want to be. By the time I'm talking to you and I'm telling you, like for example, I'm a country manager for an international brand. Okay. And I'm telling you that I've been able to push this kind of brand to this level. That's my business. And you are seeing it, you are seeing the evidence. So by the time people want you to rule a state.
Okay.
They already know that yes, you have been performing
somewhere, so you
somewhere.
have the capacity,
you have the knowledge, and you can perform. You are given some privileges. That's what made our president because people saw that he built Lagos State.
Like it took its time.
That was the campaign
to climb the stairs up until that point where you were like, okay, nah, come on. I have the portfolio and
I have the portfolio. You are seeing it.
But
you are seeing the working.
It's in wasting doing us.
I'm telling you, we are. But however, that was what people saw. Like, he built Lagos to a mega city. He created. But me, I don't want to be like that because me, I'm someone that's I'm very disciplined and I want things to be done properly.
Okay, that's very. You mentioned earlier that why you were elected, it was during the normal governorship election. So, what was your role during the election as the union president of the school? Because I know that every union president somehow have a role to play, either in moving the notion of the students or the people around them. What was the role that you played?
Yeah, so it's a normal thing that anybody going for such portfolio has to call on the union president. I think we have about 12 or 15 institutions in the state.
Okay.
And then we had the NANS GCC for Ogun State chairman, and we had SSC to student matters too. So you have to call all of us to a meeting to talk to our fellow colleagues. And as of then, we had Governor Amosu, as the governor of the state. So we have to hear our opinion. But don't forget, your opinion may not be the student's opinion. Your opinion may not be, your school is situated in a community. May not be the community's opinion.
Yes.
So, as a president, you have to be extremely diplomatic. Extremely diplomatic. I faced a lot of things during those periods, and I had my schools, very supportive set of people doing fine for themselves, and they supported me during those processes. So we had to know the opinion of the school management.
Okay.
We had to know the opinion of the student themselves, the opinion of the community itself. So which means that we have to support every person.
Okay.
Then allow people to decide, the students to decide.
Isn't that tricky? I think in my own little knowledge, I think the reason why most of these union heads are brought into the system is to help change the narrative. The students, the society, the school authority have their own mindset, but then they expect them to help them, move the narrative to where they want it to be.
Yes.
How was that system for you?
You see, we should see. What? Let's take for example, the student populace agenda is for someone different. Let's say 70% of them for someone.
I think during that motion was OGD too.
Was what?
OGD. What's that? What's that?
I don't know.
There was AAA.
There was Takwa. There was GNI.
GNI, yes. It was GNI. I think people were for GNI somehow.
No, I don't say that.
Was it the first tenure, second tenure? Because I think I was also in school around that time, but I wasn't really into the politics.
It was I'm also already going, so there's a new set of people coming. As of then, I'm not in the politics, but we're looking at AAA.
Yeah.
We're looking at Takwa, we're looking at GNI. But the people that came to our institution then was AAA.
Okay.
GNI, Takwa did not come physically. Yes, they don't come physically. But one other person came, AAC, but did not come to it.
Oh.
We had to go and meet him at Musada then. Me and few of my escorts. We had to go and meet him at Musada. I think it was, I don't know, maybe the vice president was a female. I mean, the vice governor, the deputy governor rather.
Running deputy governor.
Was a female. Then the governor was a man. So we went to meet them at Musada at that time. So, as I was saying, you don't know the student's decision and you don't want to create chaos.
Yeah.
You don't want to create chaos. You can only sell whatever narrative, because the sitting governor is there, but you can't push them to do what they want, because that same campus, it was a student that linked me to the aspirant for AAC. I'm telling you. So just imagine that.
Someone that was not in the political system like that.
After not in the political system, just called me and say I'm supporting AAC. I don't know the action from without Shori's party. Presley, I'm supporting AAC, and the governorship candidate is coming up, and I want you to meet them. I'm telling you reality. So if I wanted this person, this particular candidate, it would have been chaos. So I made sure that I played it diplomatic game. The person I want.
So there's a question that I want to. All these candidates, they come in, and they don't just come in with their voice alone. They somehow come in with what we call the brown envelope. How many? Now, my main question is, how many of them rubbed your palm, and how many of those palms do you show to your cabinet?
This is okay. Be as honest as possible. I'll say, let me give my honest,
the most honest truth.
I mean, create a lot of enemies. That's the reality. I mean, create a lot of enemies. Sometimes they'll call us to Abuja. Normally there's always incentives.
Okay.
Thanks for coming. I'll definitely thank you, because you took your time to ask the governor. You must be thanks for coming.
Yes.
So in situations like that, you still have a representative from your school that are in other portfolios, that are leaders, that are there.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I think one of the issues I started having through this process, they'll give you thanks for coming. And leaders will tell you at the money, but who will take it at a particular percentage
from the test for coming that you attended.
Don't get me wrong.
Look, I'm trying not to.
Don't get me wrong. So it's okay. You must drop after that, which is normal. And you ask your colleagues that are fellow, because they call us senators. You ask your colleagues that are fellow senators, how do you guys do this? Oh, this. They will be the ones to tell you, you will take this, you will give us this, you will take back this to the institution. Do it like this.
Okay, I want to understand something. Okay? So these people, let's call them item A. They're not in the school system, are they?
They're
still in the school system of your own school.
Yes.
And they get to decide how the thank you.
No, they just advise.
Oh, okay.
You see, they advise you. They will give you an advice. You are the president.
Yeah.
They will give you an advice, and because you operate in an inclusive government.
Okay.
You'll be like, oh, it's true. We can actually buy your idea as people that have been there.
I understand.
Because you see, there's no, just like when you have a king and you have the king's cabinet. The king cabinets would always advise the king.
Yes.
And when the kings find it okay,
reasonable, they work on it.
They work on it. So in such situations, when they advise and you're like, it's a good suggestion, and you ask your fellow senators, this is how it's done. Yes, this is how it's done. At the end of the day, you say, okay, let's do it like this.
Okay.
You see, the funny part is you do them well. You get back to your school, you declare this to your cabinet and say, oh, you people too have this, fine. You'll be surprised how they know the actual amounts you got from.
You got from the visit.
I'm telling you. And before you know, you start hearing so many so many thoughts, so many things, so many that. The president has embezzled from. President has embezzled from. And you are like, tell me something.
How? The question, was there any time that probably did not bring you thank you for coming home?
There was no time.
There was no time.
But you know, there's nobody that will now say, let's say, for example, you have 10 naira. And You take 2 naira to yourself.
Okay.
You give, let's say, 1 naira to whosoever.
Okay.
And you bring the rest home. For them to, for everybody to have a piece of the cake. That 2 naira that you took for yourself, you still feel yourself centered. But why did you not declare the whole amount? Let's now decide. And you feel that this is an advice someone gave you. You get my point?
Yeah.
Right? So these are the kind of operas you now start hearing. At the end of the day, I would have to declare all and tell them, okay, this is the 2 naira to that's this is how it went. Then we bring it. And at the end of the day, something they were expecting that was going to escalate. And because I was okay financially. The union money was not what I was using. Those money was not what I was using. Before I ventured into union, I was okay. I was okay. Even when I was in ND, I was the only, apart from president, I was the only person that made banner then. I made 2 banners. So I was okay. Not that my family was that rich, but we were extremely comfortable. So the money wasn't the issue. The money was never the issue. But because I told you for your efforts for transport, you have spent some certain money. And you're like, okay, let's do it like that. And at the end of the day, you are now like, what's that? I don't want trouble. Or
well, everybody take it that way. Was there anybody in your cabinet or in the executive system that at any point in time stood against your government?
Nobody, because I was free and fair. I was extremely free and fair. The only time we had issues was during and we wanted to do an election. Okay. That's when we had issues. But during the governance, but when those operas come, I looked for a way to sort it. The only time I had issues was because the speaker then was from my department.
Okay.
She gave me a lot of issues.
Oh.
So people were using me to say I was embezzling money, I was doing that, I was doing this. I had a bike guy then, I would call him Alita Jets. So he takes me from my hostel to the school, takes me around. People thought I was the owner of the bike. They reported me up to Abeokuta. That the union president has used their money to buy bike. I was like, this is not my property. Of course, it's not mine. It's not mine, but because I'm a good person, I have a lot of people that are willing to do things for me. So people, a lot of rumors spread, and I was always very native, Monday to Friday.
The native guy.
I was always very native, like as if I was a governor or something like that. So
there's this kind of
class I gave myself.
That gives you.
Yeah, this is kind of class I gave myself. People felt like it was. But I always look for a way to
find a way to balance
any issue of money. Because there's nobody that will get angry when it comes to money. So I always make sure so and you see, there's something I'll give Emma a particular thumbs up. He gave me the best treasurer.
Oh.
She's married now, Grace. I don't know, it's Mommy Grace. Let me say Mommy Grace. Give me the best treasurer. She was an amazing person. She made sure that both incomes, outgoing, expenses. So there's no way I could invest money, even if I wanted to. She was a church lady to the core. There was no way I could say, let's boycott, let's do this or do that. There was no way. She was an amazing, fantastic lady. I won't lie. Because it goes to a particular point in time when I wanted to leave my tenure that let me see, the school management went to the bank to tell them to give them the school the union's account statement. Because I was very good with everybody, even with the bank officials. They touching on like, well, they cannot until I give the directive. I said, okay, is this what you want? Grace, please print out
the account statement.
Get us. Or she brought out the book. I was surprised that she had the records. Because even before we can withdraw, we have to print on a letter because the corporate account, we have to print on a letter. All the copies she brought. She brought all. Because I was about doing my clearance and they couldn't allow me to do my clearance because of that. So she brought everything and I was looking at it, I was like, man, madam, oh God, you're a lifesaver. Because if I didn't have someone like that, please,
it's hard for you to explain.
She kept the record. And when we give the record to the school, it would not be anything anybody could say.
We're giving shock of
that Kolapo took this money. It could not be anything. And that's how we had a successful. I used 4 to 5 months in it. That's how we had a successful. And we started from scratch, 0 kubo. We generated, I think, campaign about 2.5 million.
For the school?
Yeah, for the union.
For the union, rather. Wow.
With that money, we did foundation for the student union secretariats. We did foundation. We collected land. We did foundation. We established the union to be very strong. Very strong. We made sure we did constitution. We made sure that we had everything for a stable union. And that union, they are still using up to now.
So you were like the pace setter when the union came back in.
I don't want to take out this.
It's not like a new.
For the union to continue, existing more than 6 years ago, 5 or 6 years. I don't know how many successful tenures they have had. Because I don't want to.
You didn't go back to the system.
Really, because I wasn't happy.
Really.
I wasn't happy with some certain things, when I handed over, I said some certain things that I felt I should continue. But those things just, didn't go. And I felt like, no.
So those things, were they for the union or for the union? Was it the union agenda for the students' benefit?
The student benefits and the progress of it. You see, I had people that were progressive thinkers, lecturers, students that were progressive thinkers. I had a lot of people that were progressive thinkers. But you see, sometimes there's some people that fail to understand that when we're in such portfolios, there are the people that want to come in to give you advice. So you have so many things to deal with. You have people that had my interests at that. I have people that had my interest at that. People like permit me to mention some people like engineer officers from my department. People like engineer Bukoti at the procedure. People like architect of was my landlord. Landlord. To a particular point, I will tell you how they affected me. Also.
So, as a person in the school politics, there is no way you are in school politics and you've never had any encounter with cultism. What was that experience like for you?
Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was a crazy experience. Because as I said earlier, I will say repeat again. I stumbled into unionism.
Okay.
When if someone stumbled. And I feel that what is applicable for most of us that are venturing into portfolios. We don't know what's going to be there. We just want to
be part of it.
We don't actually prepare ourselves to it. So I stumbled. When I stumbled and I entered, when I was facing a lot of things, I was so surprised. My mind, no touch ground. My mind, no touch ground. It was I would say it was one of the craziest experiences I had. But because I had people, they always carry me like I said, Tobi, no. We are deciding to succeed in this thing. So I stumbled into it. And these people they try to guide me, try to make sure that you're still on the track.
I see that a lot of people out here, but I want to know what the experience you had with cultism, because I see that there were a lot of people to guide you, but there's no how. know how you still not have a one-on-one encounter with them. What was your weirdest and the wildest encounter you had with cultivating?
So when I'm driving out to this, I have people that I stumbled into politics. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't even know anything. Let me say I was just like a novice.
Okay.
So I was being guided. I was being guided. Oh, come. We have big brothers. I don't want to say cultism on anything. We have the my boss. Just like you say, we have the we have the my boss. We have the my boss. You see, in every system, everybody is a student.
That's true.
Everybody is a student.
That's how we belong at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, you're still a student. So whether you're my Adugbo or school or my senior bros, you're still a student. But you see, we have to be diplomatic. We have to be. There were a lot of things that are occurred during those processes, but you see, there were times that they would clamor that I belong to this Egbon.
Yeah.
And sometimes they will say, Tobi, now this other Egbon you did now. Because when you try to go and settle a rift, and at that point you are settling the rift with them, they take your picture and they upload. Maybe like, now there you did. Then sometimes I don't sleep in my hostels. Even my very close friend then, beside my room, they don't know when I was out. My friends, I distanced myself from my friends that we did HND1 together when immediately I became union president. Because they started telling me your movement cannot be known. Your movement cannot be known because today is Tobi is this Egbon's friend. Tobi is this other Egbon's friend. But I've been called in school T-Banks. Nobody knows me as Tobi.
Okay.
But I'm sorry I've been using Tobi because now I'm a professional man. Okay. And so I've been promoting Tobi, Kolapo, Tobi. So then in school I was being called T-Banks. So they'll say T-Banks belongs to this school, belongs to this Egbon, belongs to that Egbon, tomorrow belongs to that Egbon. At the end of the day, everybody discovered that when you say it belongs to Egbon A today, Egbon B tomorrow, Egbon C next tomorrow, which Egbon equal day? Oh. So the issue.
So there was no time when you had any personal encounter with any of the Egbon that didn't really see through, probably a chase, because I don't want to know. We're meant to be in all circles, but there's still some sets.
No, definitely we have misunderstandings. We definitely have misunderstandings. If we had a lot of misunderstandings, because you have to tell them you don't want this. But like why Egbon will say as Egbon now, why you say you don't want it? And which we want to this. You see, it has to cut across. There's one particular time I think when this man Triple King gave us an envelope.
Okay.
I was still new. It was a crazy experience. Triple King gave us an envelope. After we had shared we don't give a money. We thought that I know. You see, and that's what I always say. When people don't advise the presidents, it's like,
I
didn't know
what space to fall into.
I didn't know. I told them, I said, how will we do this thing? These people are asking for this to show amount. How will we do amount? All these amounts and everybody. How will we do amount now? Okay. You more like this. Give students like the students that were present
at that
time. Give them like this. Others.
This to the union.
You understand? At the end of the day, I met somewhere. I think the remaining money that we have shared, and there was one particular money that was supposed to be for the year school. So I went. Unfortunately, I didn't go to my hostel. I was somewhere else. I just started hearing calls from my hostel, and some people came to my hostel to look for me. I made money. I don't share money like you.
You didn't go around all of the Egbons.
This and that. Well, this is crazy. This is crazy. I was like, all these people were the ones that shared this money.
Wait, so the people that came to probably harass you for not going round were still the same people that shared the money.
I said, keep this. Keep this.
How were you not able to resolve that situation?
I brought back all the money.
The one that was left with you?
The one that I brought back in.
And I did that to them?
Yeah, because money was not my problem. So if money is going to be an issue,
then let it go. So I can breathe.
Please. When this people management called and said they heard this, I think they beat someone in my hostel that they said when somebody came. Like, why would you come to president's hostel to be making noise and killing? The daughter was invested. Beat someone, injured the person. At the end of the day, we go back to school the following. Is this the issue? They knew deep down that this is our job. You see,
that was how it was, but just trying to play game.
And now I've cleared that aspect. That's union aspect. Now it knows aspects. One reach one. One don't reach the other level. You don't reach the other level.
The other level.
Became another issue. Now it's now on my neck. I have to solve this. I have to solve that. Some people, you know, the funny part is some people now reported you to what are they calling it? To the community egnos. They came to knock my door as early as 5 a.m. And had a visitor inside the house.
Imagine that.
I had a visitor inside the house at 5 a.m. So, you know, money was not my problem. So I always had cash. Money was never my problem. So I always had cash. So as the person knocked, as I opened the door, they brought canes like, someone just called me like, to the people outside, when I issue. From my house, I just opened where I said to them, I just packed the cash. As I was opening my door, I just threw the cash into the person's hand and say, I don't want to. I'm telling you, money stop nonsense.
Situation, if you're not financially buoyant by yourself.
I'm telling you, I would have so many issues. Money stop nonsense. So, when we got outside and I saw everybody, like, the guy was surprised, saying they don't touch me. He was asking me, how did you do it? At the end of it, I just called some other of my community guys, like, do you know this person? Do you know this person? What he did to me this morning? I don't like it. But I've sorted the issue. But I have to still complain.
So why
would you come to my hostel with that kind of mindset? So, whatever if I don't have money, as you've said? How do you call myself that kind of mindset? I have to call them. With the guy that we told them was not really the meeting we had. Those people came, the community guys came, the Egbon community came, we sat down, drank, started the issue. And since then, nobody could say, I was going to report it to one Egbon in the community.
Because at the end of the day, you're already like a brother.
So, you are doing the needful. You are doing the needful. Your bike men love me. Some bike men will come to my hostel, they come and knock and tell me we need assistance, we have this. So, I love when president to
the school, you extended it to the community.
Because I thank God that I was not too wealthy, as I've said, but
you were comfortable.
They know that
comfortable, yeah.
I was comfortable. They know, not wealthy, but I was comfortable.
That's very good. That's very good.
I was able to make sure I have people that were supporting me, as I've said. Some of my leaders, some of my mentors that were telling me, feel that, go this direction. We have a lot of crises. But, at the end of the day, we keep going the way.
Yes, I suppose. Honestly, your memorable moments has really taken us on a very long journey. I didn't think I was going to be this extensive. So I would like to ask, what was the saddest moment you had in school?
I had a couple of sad moments.
Okay.
Because for someone not to be able to sleep in the hostel,
that's a lot to do with.
It's a lot to do with. Sometimes I have to go to my parents' side. My mom wants, there's no holiday. Why are you at home? I just decided to come and check on you.
That's cool.
Because sometimes I have to run to Sada to sleep in one of our,
Did you stay in school hostel or outside school? Or your school did not have a school hostel?
We didn't have school hostel.
Okay, so it was
just community houses. So we call them hostels. So sometimes I have to leave where
you were staying.
I was staying close to Sada to sleep in Sada when so many things come and let me rest. So I have a lot of sadness. But I think the one that blew my mind off, that took me off my kids. You see, I always say, always do good. And when you are in any portfolio, on your own security. I secured my base. I held tight to my base, which is that engineering department. I never left it for it.
At least did not allow the
Union
the old union
allow
system
me
to move you away from the
my
department.
Because at the end of the day, your results it don't matter.
Yes, that's true.
No unionism.
No.
It's just part of the process. So when I ventured in, they told me, don't leave the department, hold the department still. So I held the department. I was still there. Still, I had my mentors, bosses. The HOD then was Engineer Adelapo, Mr. Siofilos, my church advisor. Because I'm a department member, he's a department member. So
Okay.
it was my church advisor, and always gives me advice. So now I'm driving out is the one that blew my mind up was I was in the school of faithful money. Tobi, I've done our final exams. Results are out. Results have been collated to be passed to the Senate for approval, then to be officially out. Then you are graduated or you are not graduated. When I had a carry, I'm telling you that I failed the course.
Just one course.
Just one course.
I mean, like even if you were the school union, so there's a way they could have just maneuvered that, but they had to give you a carryover. Who was the lecturer?
I won't say it, but I'll give you the genesis of what happened.
Okay.
Because I've never had an opportunity to say it. Because the department told me don't say anything. Let us handle it, Tobi, please. Let us handle it. Everybody said, don't say anything, let's handle it. But the person was hell bent.
Making sure that
I had
a carryover. No, it's extra year at that time.
That's extra year, of course.
At that time.
So that means the union president is not going to graduate. How does that sound?
Very well.
It was crazy. I was shivering. My sister was literally shivering. Are they going to be able to solve this issue? Let me give you the genesis of the issue. Is that I attend classes, but sometimes definitely you skip classes. But this particular lecturer put a class for I think 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. I can't remember. Either 7 or 8 a.m. And I was somewhere overnight till middle of the night. And I was still able to meet the class, I think 10 minutes or 15 minutes late.
Past day or past second.
I don't know any of either 7 or 8. I can't remember that particular time. But I was able to meet the class either 15 or 10 minutes late to meet the class. I met some people outside, of course. I mean, have personal relationship and asked you, why are you outside? They told us to go outside because we are late. We cannot attend the class. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I felt like that personal relationship with me and you, that's what you're telling me. Yeah. Let me try your own luck. Try my luck now because I'm union president.
These are on a different pedestal.
At least be able to give me some little bit of consideration.
Yes.
You're able to give me some little bit of consideration. Okay, let me enter the class. I entered. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Can't you see your colleagues outside? Hey, yes, I saw them outside. You are late. And you cannot enter the class. I'm so sorry, sir, but I had so many things to do, but I not to meet up that time. Said, I cannot allow because your colleagues are outside. Shouldn't be as if I'm giving you special privilege. I said, okay, no problem, sir. I stepped out. I had a call. I went for other activities.
A lot of things in should I can't just.
I went for that too. I couldn't conclude that because I couldn't attend the class again, but I had other important things to do. I started hearing rumors that the SUG president is proud. And these rumors is not even from the students.
From
lecturers and non-academic staffs. That the SUG president is proud. Came into my class feeling so pompous, feeling so big that there's nobody that can control him. I heard from first person, I heard from second person. How? Okay, pompous. Okay, I'm sorry. Please, should be people heard when he said it. Let me go back and apologize. Take him to any place that you guys are, whatever you do have in that place. Make sure. Take care of that. People I said, when we did, he said he has forgotten. That's even before the results came out. That's even before we did the exam. It's forgotten. I sent another lady, please go. She said she heard again. I said, please go and beg. She went like more than 3 times.
Was there any time when you went?
I didn't go. Because someone that is saying you are pompous. But we see, because after that time, I've attended this class subsequently, and it didn't show any sign of
feeling bad or
feeling, okay. I've seen like 3 people. The other lady, she has gone like 3 times. I said, he said, you have forgotten. It's off my mind was like, okay, that's a gone issue. Let's continue. Let's see, I was told the day. It's unofficial to see results.
To see results before.
It's unofficial. It's unofficial. I'm saying that. I'm sorry, department. It's unofficial. But because of the relationship I have with a lot of people, to see that course. I think I had 25.
Wow. Did you not write the exam? Did you not do test?
And the person I sat beside, I sat in front, on the roll, passed. That was my speaker. Passed well. And at some points, I was still able to say, Alpha, tell me, I've forgotten this, give me. The first answer passed. How did I have 25? So it's questionable. I told them, should I write or should I create a scene for my script, and they say it should just escalate things because it is not officially out. But by the time it's officially out, it will be difficult for me to find. So he said, Kolapo, we must not hear a word from your mouth. I told one of my boss from the management department, because the guy is from management department. The management course.
So it's not even under your department at all.
I'm telling you. I want to ask, is that a concept? Did you by chance collect this person girlfriend? Because I'm wondering. I don't do. Where is that coming from? I don't do. Just imagine that. Should there be an hatred to someone's son?
To that level.
So what about if I'm not good at home? What would happen?
It's not like you personally have issues with that particular subject.
I don't have issues. I always say if I'm very bad at a course, maybe because the union has taken over my academic life and like that. At worst, I should be able to have 45.
Worst case.
Just let me go, because I feel that other courses that have been able to get good scores should be able to cover up for that particular course. So when I see that my brain is not taking over this particular thing, I just say, okay, at minimum, because we used to cover 45, let my people go. Well, let me just try my best to make sure. So even I've never had issues of carry over in my life. I've never had from the onset. So what's happening? What's happening? Is this person even? And that's, yes, when they told me don't say anything, I still told some of my people from management, let me beg this man. Please, what did I do to that extent? I swear, this man did not accept. This man did not accept.
How did you not resolve it?
Thank you. Even me is a mystery to me. Because the department and how, I didn't just know. And when the result came out, I think I had 42 or 40.
42. That's safe enough. I think you're up to
40 or 42. And I love what one of my boss did after the result has been cleared, because he's not an HOD. So you cannot be at the Senate meeting. You are not a dean. You are just a lecturer. Why are you taking life so serious? My friend, take it easy.
You must not be the only victim in this.
My friend, take it easy. Yeah. So, I was like, man. So one of my boss said, we cause for celebration. Fortunately, he was driving. He was parking. Me, I was at the back seat. He tinted there. So he was greeting me. Now wind my side down. So, greet Tobi. He has graduated, he's going for NYSC. He was surprised.
God.
I don't know anything.
So somehow, he was not even aware of
I don't know because because it's his result. Maybe, or maybe I don't know.
So it was short on the head that you were going for service.
It was just like, are you sure? Maybe at the end of the day, maybe, sometimes maybe he has forgotten the name, or he has forgotten something, or he has somewhere, sha. Because you see, let me tell you, there's amount of people you can fail. This is not because if 90% people fail your course, then that they're not teaching them well as a lecturer.
Yeah.
So there's percentage of people that must actually pass your course.
Were you the only student facing this?
I was the only one, unfortunately. Unfortunately, how would I say it? I was the only one.
There's no how.
Only just one person. And why is it the SUG president?
That's questionable.
That was the question. So, man, when I saw the results, because I had already told my dad that there's an issue, because I'm so close with my dad, my parents, they literally know everything. Okay, there's an issue. I said I failed the particular course, failed the course, kid. Wait, in the 2nd semester. Because they were already praying, pick up my close school, you go. But don't know you SUG president. Kilo one year. Come on for this one. Because they were waiting for me to just get out. So you see, let me say this. These are things that don't make people go back to school to, want to do exams or continue their academic. When you fail a student at the dying minutes, how do you want him to go back? Especially a public figure. It's embarrassing. Sometimes let's give consideration. If someone offends you, the best thing you can do is spoil it result by giving him a minimum. So just let him go. They're forgetting that. I always tell them they're forgetting that their children is also going to meet us in the industry. I told one of the then lecturers then. I said, your son is going to meet us in the industry. I'm telling you, that's the reality. I'm actively in the industry of electrical electronics. Actively in the industry. So if your son studies electrical electronics, he's going to meet me in the industry. When I see him in the industry, you are supposed to render it, and I remember what you are about.
What do you expect him to repeat?
What do you expect? We are thinking of now. It's never now. It's never now. Well, so I just give God the glory that I was able to achieve and I was able to live. Sometimes when you feel you have done good for the school community, lecturers, because I was very close with lecturers, literally all lecturers. Literally all lecturers. Even as I'm out of school, I still have
connections with them.
But so, for example, the person is having an issue, might tell you, go and do the person.
They'll still hate
the person, the issue will be resolved within a second.
That's all.
Even that I'm not actively in the school anymore. And that's what I always say. Right from time I love to build that relationship with them. It's not about. There's one of my lecturer that jumped me at a particular place in my Alaba. I was going to test the transformer that day. And I saw him like, yeah, nice to see you. This and that, we created and everybody's happy. But if I had done bad, it's just like I meet them at somewhere. This particular man at somewhere. I don't God told us to forgive. I'll forgive you, but there's some certain things you will not be able to get.
The privilege will not be there again.
The pain still, the wound still feels fresh.
Can imagine after all of the stress and how you're able to try to be diplomatic in the system, only for one lecturer to say you are not going anywhere. So definitely the wound cannot heal very fast. In years to come.
My best. I did my best.
Let's thank God that if you not go down in history as the first re-elected union president that still have to have extra year.
That narrative was, I was in my house and I almost shed itself. I was so emotional. And nobody knew us aside extremely close friends. Even people that were doing union. I'm sure maybe when they see it, that's what they will be knowing.
Because the probably they they'll probably use that one as a mood.
No, many people say, I did it because at the end of the day, you don't know who likes you, you don't know who hates you. I created a lot of friends, and I created a lot of enemies. And sometimes, up to now, I still look for a way to resolve it, to make sure that, let's try to look for a way to be a good friend.
Yes, you have good intentions towards each other.
Because I can sometimes, what people fail to understand is, sometimes I cannot give away.
That's true.
Sometimes.
But most times. That was something most times. How do
I heard you because as you are telling me yours, millions of people are telling me theirs.
Yes, as well.
So sometimes there's some certain decisions I can have done or have done that may have hurt your feelings. I'm using this medium to say sorry. But I can't give your will. That's the reality. I can't.
Thank God for good people in good places. Because it would have been a different story. Man, this your union journey is really
it's epic.
It's almost really like that's like the biggest trend that you have to do in school.
Tell us. Because as I've said, I stumbled into it. When I left, after like 3 years when I left, when my dinner brother said he wanted to do with me anything, I told him, sure. You better go to your department and go and do your own department.
What about the president and be carry an executive position in the department?
You better go there and do. You want to go to union. You don't have what it takes. And that's what I always tell some couple of people just reach out to me. I want to do some years back and I want to do this, I want to do that.
Were you ever depressed at all? 20% during this whole tenure?
Depressed.
So like a breaking point, I like,
at that point in time, I regretted taking the loan. Because I was called names. One popular name, Uminiko. No, it's normal. It was even written on the union bus. Uminiko. You see, the funny thing was when I read and I saw that, I was like,
you feel like a good catch.
And I left it. I left it there for more than 2 weeks. I told them not to wash the vehicle. To leave it there. It became so popular. Like, so I was given a lot of names. I was called a lot of things. Emotive, dad, people. At the end of it, some people will say he's a fine boy. He's not money to do fine boy. He's not money to carry men. He's a woman boy. He's a chemical. He's a that. He's a this. It's a lot of things. But at the end of the day, when they discover that this guy
we think
is one in a million, and they know that's reality. I've made a lot of them outside, and the kind of respect I think after the school job, the kind of respect I've been able to gather from my fellow students it's just remarkable.
I mean, it's setting a pace for you for whenever you are ready to bring out that ambition that you have.
Thank you.
You have a standard that people are going to look back.
They know that.
Into.
The funny part is my name still keeps
bringing in the school.
Even that I have not been active there.
Allow yourself to take the grace. You're a pace setter.
I don't know. I don't want to take some accolades.
Okay, so moving on from the old school politics. I said that you had quite a small time there. How was your relationship like? How were you able to manage relationship with the union?
The relationship wise was sweet and tricky. Was sweet and tricky.
So we start with the sweet part, or we should go to the tricky part first?
I'll just summarize everything.
Okay.
Then when we were in school, we created one park. I'm not sure if it's there again. We call it SUG garden.
Okay.
It's a tree, and then it's concrete chain beside it. So we now did like barricades. Only the union or top departmental presidents that can
go there,
sit there.
That's a good one.
We are nobody. I'm not saying nobody is a nobody, but like if you are just a normal student, you can't have a thought of sitting down there. So even if we are not around, the place is always excluded for the SUG boys. The SUG boys. departmental guys or some, good guys.
So some of that was put you on the
eye,
like
on the eye.
Man.
So imagine, sitting in that place and I don't call it directly because as a union president, you have to be very careful. So I'm just saying this. You have to respect yourself. So I have PAs
that do the work.
So what I can just do is say, man, this lady is blessed, man.
Okay.
I just tell my PA like that, man, this lady is blessed, man.
You know what to do.
And you see, it's a privilege for your fellow female colleagues to see you in that gathering. So when they tell you, hello, come, sit down, you will not even sit down beside me or you just sit down beside some of my guys.
Let me use a more exact example. So it's not like Lekki girls and mainland girls.
So when you sit down and your colleagues are passing, your friends are passing and they are seeing you in such gatherings, your head don't go to sore.
Tricky. I can imagine.
Your head don't go to sore. Yeah. You deal with elder statement.
People in power.
Is amazing, and I have a lot of people that always use my name
to run
to get their stuff.
Did you ever have like a serious relationship?
I had, but the unfortunate thing was she was not on campus.
Okay.
But later I had someone
in school
that was a very young lady. We just said, okay, let's be friends. Let's say more or less like a friend, not relationship wise.
Okay.
Friendship. The people I had there because of the union couldn't cope because the distance was there.
Okay. I want to ask a question. I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase it. As a ladies, is it ladies man?
I'm not a ladies man.
So someone almost all the girls have eyes on.
I think they hated me because they felt like I had so many ladies.
You even those ones like it too. From a girl. The one gets like it. Those ones like it.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So was there any time or was it a time, that was a time or a scenario that you had like I'm looking for the right word. What is failing me? But was there a time that was like a fun or wild moment with the female experience, either with your neighbor or your friend, your hostel mates or your friend? You know how eyes are on you, just be coming in every now and then.
I had a couple.
Okay.
I had a couple.
Which one is the sweetest one?
I had a couple. But I won't want to say much. But however, when ladies come, and then I have a very close friend of mine that is hostel. His room is a block that's separating our rooms.
Okay.
And so maybe I'm with someone inside.
Okay.
Please let me remind you that nobody always knows when I'm at home because my windows is always closed.
Okay.
So you don't know when I'm at home. You can only knock to check if
you're around.
Because I was senior president, I always try to make sure that my movement is discreet. So maybe someone is coming and he has spotted the person. Maybe knock on my wall. To alert me that there is a mission outside. You got to be careful.
So that was probably known in your hostel.
Just me and him.
Just your name.
Just me and him. If I respond, he knows maybe there's nobody with me. Okay. But if I don't respond,
there's fire in the mouth.
Because you will definitely know I'm inside.
Okay.
He knows I'm inside. So those are one of. So I try to make sure I limit any problem with I tried. The only time I almost had an issue was when someone complained that I was harassing her. And usually the funny part was it got to Abeokuta.
Why are they always taking your matter to Abeokuta?
Because union president.
Okay.
Someone said I was harassing her. Got to they were put out. He summoned me. So they came, their sisters, everybody. I think she was in the one when I was in the team. So maybe in the two, I can't remember. They summoned me and I called some of my best schools, everybody. So we sat at that same gathering. I said, hey, that meant sit. Sat down there, everybody sat down there. They started ranting. Say I'm threatening her, this and that, blah, 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 blah. I allowed everybody to talk. The girl was there. I allowed everybody to talk and I asked them, have I called you before? She said, no. On phone call, have I texted you before? She said, no. Have I reached out to you in any way? She said, so please explain to your sister that are ranting and your people that are ranting how I harassed you.
What's she answer?
I'm dumbfounded now. Because fortunately it was that morning I had to tell someone that this person that people are complaining, please get her number, let me call her, that she must be there. And I told her, until this morning, I never received my call.
So why did she not come up with the story, or wasn't put away?
People. It's maybe, for example, maybe she passed and I was like, who cares? Actually, I don't know what was happening again. Me, sometimes I forgot something. I don't know. You just, this person looks nice. Or, because you have to appreciate people sometimes. This person looks nice. I don't know. So if someone is now using my name to harass you, what is the normal thing for you to do?
Up to you.
I say, because I've never called you before. I've never told you anything before. You have not met me physically, or we should say, oh yeah, maybe.
In the same setting, in the same gathering.
So when someone is harassing you, you're supposed to come to me and tell me, Percy, they're harassing you because of you.
Your sisters were not smart enough to look for you.
I don't don't use that too. But at the end of the day, they apologized.
Okay.
They apologized, everybody apologized, and that was settled deal. They apologized. They apologized, and they told me that they're so sorry that they didn't do proper investigation. I said, next time before you start saying bad about someone, please do your findings proper. So during school, my school stay, I made sure I limit any form of issues with
maybe
I try my possible. I think that's one thing I give myself kudos for.
I don't mean to be rude to the ladies, but I think that was probably one of the reasons why you had a smooth sailing, because they would have used one eve against you. That I'm very sure.
Because I'm a very principled person, very principled. So I even if I'm going to maybe with any lady, maybe someone that I know that has that intellectual capacity.
That's smart enough to know how to deal with it.
Because we're a public figure.
That's be careful.
When I had some couples that were not, a lot of people, a particular lady, I remember the sister that lecturing, SUG president's girlfriend, just telling a lecturer, SUG president can come. I'm like, Benny, what's happening? The lady came and like, madam, please, it's unlawful for you to putting lectures.
Oh, they don't allow lectures in the school.
Then, right. I don't know now. I'm sure now the school has very good discipline on dressing.
Okay.
Very good discipline on dressing. So those kind of things. So I'm very disciplined when it comes to women. I don't.
That's very good. That's very good. I must say that's probably why you had a very smooth stadium.
Very.
So overall, how would you say your experience in school was?
I think it was good. It was good because most of my time in school was just activity. I just from one portfolio to the other, to the other, to the other. So it was just good. And I think that is what has built me to where I am today. So sometimes I give it to it. That's for where I am today.
Don't think so. Those experiences.
Because sometimes it teaches me how to be able to speak out when some conditions are not favorable to me. Had the piece of the IK when I was in NYC. I was almost the cat. That's another story for another time. So, it's shaped me to so many things. But you see, the most important thing was that I have people writing it. And I'll still give it to I'll serve an architect of it. And my brother gave it to Euro.
Okay.
Those guys were solid with them. I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you.
Very good. That's very good. Before we round up, tell us 5 things that you remember in school, including the ones that were part of your your tenure creation.
5 things like what?
That you remember in school. Earlier you said that you bought a land and you built something.
Yes. So I think one of the major achievements we did was we established a union.
Okay.
We established a union. We created our union's name to be very strong because I was extremely popular, not within the campus, but outside the institution. So the popularity of the union grew. I represented the school up to Abeokuta, and I was very popular among my senators. I was very popular. So I represented the school to that level. So I think one of the things I did was establishing that union to be solidified. And secondly was I made name for the union. Made name for the union. Unless someone wants to deny that, I made serious. No, that's the truth. I made serious name for the union because I was extremely popular. Then the third is the union secretariat, like I said. We collected the land from the school. The school, every school has their plan, layout. So when we saw that this is the layout, even one of the lecturers was doing something, then we allowed him to harvest whatever was on the land. That was how cool I was. We allowed him to harvest whatever was on the land before we started anything. Big groundbreaking ceremony we did the foundation. I think not 4 coaches, there was some field. Because my tenure was extremely short. Then another thing we did that engineer Osas told me to do was I got the names of, because that school was centered in an industrial area. Okay. So I got list of lot of companies, banks, and I wrote letter to some. But because my tenure was short, most of them have this quarterly budget plans. And so when we get responses, some are 6 months, some are yearly. So by the time we get response, we get this, we get that, we're only going out of I would have done a lot. But you see, I think that's another one. We did that. We sent a lot of letters. We allowed those. I think now those complaints sometimes they are not reaching back. They are doing some things, but through the school management and not through the union body, which is what the union body should be pushing. For. You understand? Because most of these companies then were trying to say, okay, let's establish, create let's say a hall, put your name on it. We have institutions that are doing it. That by the time you see someone's name, one of the big guys, just come create an all of it. I think that's one of my plans. That I would have to do that. Because I want that name to still keep in the school. In that school, yeah. So, that's a very good my coming back. They should wait for my coming back. So I was gonna say so, but I think maybe the other guys are not saying they focus on that. They are doing well. I don't know. I'm not following up. Yeah. But I'm sure they are doing well. They're doing their thing. So that's another thing we did. Then we did the constitution for the school. Yeah, the constitution for the school. And we did, I think, made the union very organized. Your governing seats. Everybody very organized. We had maize, we had gown, we did them through my speaker then. We popularly call him Dangote. Afis, popularly call him Dangote. So we were able to make sure that they have proper union running. Because if you don't have a proper union running, up to now it should have collapsed. I'm telling you, the reality should have collapsed, but it keeps going. Keeps growing. And that's again
It's all thanks to the.
It keeps growing.
So it's all thanks to your first tenure.
We had the union before.
But then it was scrapped.
It was scrapped.
But then you were the first union.
I'm the second.
The second. So there was one before yours.
Yes, I'm the second. So Tobi laid that continuity.
That's very good. That's very good. Thank you so much. When this session has been so long and really, really insightful. I'm not really a political person. I wasn't really a political person in practice. I was not really much of anything like that in school, but staying into the political realm of students, or even if I had was it, I don't think I would have lost it because I don't have that mind to go. So before we round up, what advice would you give to a young or a fresher who is just starting their journey in school, right? Because people that are there are probably having a feel of one or two that is already, for somebody that is fresh in school and doesn't really know how to go about, so what advice would you give to the person?
Well, you see, when you get to school, you don't just start stepping anyhow. You have to first understand the school settings. Then you must now look for a mentor. There's nobody that goes without a mentor. You now look for a mentor. And in choosing a mentor, there are conditions to it. Character-wise, how the person, how the person speaks, how the person portrays himself. You must consider those factors. The person's background, maybe you have had any history of any bad history before or whatever. You have to make such researches. You must have reviews of the person. Was that because that person is either going to make you or marry you? That's the condition of making a mentor. Is either going to make you or marry you? So you have to be careful. But you don't have a choice than to have. And that's why we always have course advisor. That's what people don't know. And that's why we have the Dean of Student Affairs. But the Dean of Student Affairs, you feel is not the kind of person you want or the kind of person you want to emulate. Then you have to choose another person. Sometimes you can't be from your department. I'm telling you. It can be extended. It can be from other departments. But you need someone that will always advise and guide you on the path. I think that's one of the things that shaped my life. Because I had people, as I said, I had engineer outside, I had architect of design, I had a real David. And when immediately I stepped into that possibility, you always tell me something. There's life after fame. And that's what I would show to the union guys too. Because one of the president, the current president I'm doing now, because I think they will do the election soon, because one of the aspirants to I told him, he said, I'm about concluding my office. What's the best advice I can give? When he wanted to enter the office, he told me, but I don't interfere in people's affairs because now I have a lot of challenges on my head that I'm facing. I'm building my own life too. And I told him what those my bosses told me then. There's life after fame. There is life after fame. What do I mean it? I was famous. I was an engineer when I was doing my IT. When I was doing my COS, I was already working. When I was doing my IT, I was working. And the kind of job I do was a job that will make you dirty. You look like a mechanic. When you're not a mechanic, you are working because I do transformers with big power ratings. So, there's already dust on it and you have work clothes, you have your safety gadget on, so it's already dirty. So when I was doing my IT, I was not shy because I don't have fame. I was moving out anyhow with my clothes to go and get food, to go and do this, to go and, how mechanic will just move freely on the street. But my sister, when I got to SG president, immediately I was signing up and I finished my convocation. The company reached out to me that there's vacancy. Do you know I was considering not going back? Because I had fame. How will my colleagues jam me when I'm wearing one of those clothes? But Oyero David, an architect of Guinea, an engineer himself, he told me, hey, you think you are looking at fame. Me self if I go sites, I put my hand for dirty. My guy, he's the architect build building. So imagine how sometimes you put his hand on cement and all that. He said, Tobi, when I get to site, I do my things. So why are you afraid to go back? You're looking at fame. You're looking at fame. My brother, you just achieve nothing. You just sit down and begging for money. I'm telling you, you just sit down and begging for money. They didn't allow the fame get into my head. Don't allow fame get into your head. The fame cannot feed you. Fame cannot put anything on your table. Right now, I do the job, but I have boys that are doing it. Immediately I left, I went back. I was in Oyo David's house when I did my application letter on his laptop from his house. When we decided that night, we just decided when you have to go back. I wrote my application letter and I went there. And I resumed, I think on the Friday, I resumed that Friday. I came back to his place that night. I went back home, picked my properties. That's how the job started. So they told me not to look at fame. Fame cannot feed you. God bless the leader. And for leader, we get money. God bless the leader. And for leader, we get money. Leader, we did intellectual.
That's
so now look at it. Imagine I'm a professional, I'm doing well, and they are hearing. They know that yes, this guy is well. But there are some people they are not hearing about. Some people they are not hearing about. My department's lecturers reach out to me sometimes. I'm like, Tobi, I'm seeing what you are doing. Thumbs up.
Thank you very much. Thank
so
you.
So the bottom line is, don't let them get into
you.
Do your stuff. There's life after fame. If you as a fresher, primary assignment still remains getting that good grade after that situation. But I've told you the best way you can do, because there are a lot of crises in school. I can't go about saying. But the best way you can deal with those crises is have a good mentor, a good advisor. You can be a leader also. You can be a fellow student that is maybe HM2 or a class far above you. Just like some people say, ask school mother. The school mother really mislead you. So you must have those kind of people to guide you. And I've told you the criteria of how you can get those things done. So that's the best thing I can tell you from my own self.
Thank you very much. I'm sure that they've been able to pick one or two from them. We say that school is a scam. School is a scam. It is one thing to get admission into school. It's another thing to find your purpose in school and actually face your studies. Following union, following girls, making friends is another thing. But getting the good grades for the reason why you went to school is also very, very important. And one of the ways that it can make life easy for you is finding a mentor that sees your dreams as their dream and is not trying to steal your dream away from you, that is willing to lead you through the right path. I hope you've learned one or two from this episode, because I must say that I've learned quite a lot. And thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Tobi.
Thank you.
This has been very, very insightful. Thank you so much also for sticking with us up until this very end. Please do not forget to like, to share, to comment, and to tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, send us an email on the email showing on your screen, and you might be my next guest. My name is Just Kudi, your host forever and always. Until we meet again. Bye-bye.